All I know is pain, baby. You can't tell me nothing. My whole life in the struggle. See me grinding for that money. Power and respect. What I got, you can't take from me. But you gon' get this work, shorty. You gon' get this work.
I must let you know that in today's video, I will be reacting to my drug run from the Hood Talk series by Spanian. This is a requested video, and the person that requested it is Harami Poppy. Shout out to you. Thank you for the request. I'm going to go ahead and react to this right now, so without any further delay, let's press play.
All right, new yarn, bro. This is the drug run, lad. New hood talk. This is the drug run. So what happened here, bro? Like, I'm gonna start off way from the beginning, bro, with the whole intention of this thing. All right, so up until 2007, I was bad on the e-gay. These are old stories. We all know. 2007, I got off drugs. All right, got off everything, heroin. These are old stories. We know. All right. The intention, I'm gonna tell you, the intention of me always getting off drugs, I swear to God, was to be a better criminal. So it was a very, it wasn't no righteous thing. It wasn't, I'm gonna get off drugs, I'm gonna be this great person. It was, but if I'm on drugs, I'm a shit criminal. If I get off drugs, I'm gonna be the best criminal ever. So anyway, that's why I got off drugs. So I got off drugs in 2007, and straight away I had this intention to be a rich, I didn't want to be the person who, because my whole life I was like the thief who thieved and gave his money away to smarter criminals. I'll thieve, I'll make all this money. Yeah, we made money makers, but I gave it all away to smarter criminals, older boys up Redfern and this and that, you know what I mean? So I was always a silly cunt. And then, so I got off, and that's the logic behind me getting off drugs. I want to be the smart cunt. I want to be the cool cunt. So I got off everything 2007. That's a yarn for another time. But my intention was, I'm going to get out, I'm going to train, I'm going to be muscly, I'm going to be fucking all tattooed and this and that. And I'm going to start my drug run, I'm going to take over everything. Anyway, a year later I got out. That was my intention. 2008, I wanted to do this. But the day I got out, I stabbed someone. That's a yarn for another time. I only lasted 6 days out because I was on the run. I made a little bundle in those 6 days. I robbed some cunt's house for pays, and I made like 22 grand. He said, but anyway, it's a yarn for another time. I got locked up after 6 days. I'm doing 3 years now, 3.5 years for this stabbing. All right. So that's another 3.5 years that I got to plot. I plotted 1 year left in that day again. I'm gonna get out and take over. Got out, stabbed someone. Now I'm plotting 3.5 years, another 3.5 years. And I'm saying to everyone, bro, when I get out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They all told me, bro, you're not going to do nothing, you're not going to do nothing. The naysayers, you're not going to do nothing, lad, you can't do that, bro. Listen to this. Have a listen to what I got out and done, lad. All right? So now I got out 2011, halfway through 2011. 80 mate's coming back, bro. All right, we're coming back. So halfway through 2011, I got out with the full intentions, but this time I said to myself, no more, like, I'm not going to get out and just be violent. I'm going to get out and be a money maker, and that's the real trick, bar. Don't go around being violent. Don't go, the toughest cunt's nothing, lad. Who cares who's tough? Who cares who fights? Who cares who does that? That doesn't mean shit. It's the smart cunt, lad. It's the cunt that gets the doobs. It's the cunt that gets the money, lad. All right? Let the tough cunts, they're ugly cunts, they got nothing for themselves. Listen, I'll tell you the truth. But I got out 2011. As soon as I got out, I'm looking, bar. So first thing I do is I see a cunt down here, down Willow. We're down Woolloomooloo. Some cunt was here selling gear. Shitty bum cunt anyway. So I said to this one friend that I had, all right? I said fucking, I go, but who's this cunt, all right? This cunt was named, just say his name's fucking Michael Jackson. I go, who's this Michael Jackson? I'm going to rob this cunt. And they go, listen, why you want to rob him? I said, I'm going to take over. I'm going to start doing this. So my friend said to me, I'll get you gear. I'll get you gear and I'll get you coke. You start selling gear and the coke, all right? I'll tick it up and fucking, you go start it. Go get a phone, start the run, this and that. I'll tick it up, but we get halves in the profit. Anyway, so that's what I've done. That's how I got my start. I started like that. I saved up my own money on the side. All right, we went halves in the profit. So I've done it like that for a bit. So right at the start, I tell ya, I was fucking down here, down Woolloomooloo in 2011 with a phone. I went and got a bodgy phone, right? Gave the numbers out, like wrote down 15 numbers, made up caps, like only shit, like 5 caps of gear, 5 caps of coke. And I went around all the trannies and the prostitutes up the street, and I went to the trannies and the prostitutes, and I gave them the number and a free cap. Gave them the number and a free cap, and I said, this here, I'm fucking, I told them my name was Billo. I said, I'm down Woolloomooloo, I'm on from 6 at night to 6 in the morning, every single day. That's my hours, 12-hour shift, 6 at night, 6 in the morning. As soon as you ring me, 5-minute guarantee, this will always be the stuff.
Damn. First off, kudos to this man for being clean for 17 years. Kudos to that man, yo. God, 17 years clean. I've been clean my whole life, but Spanian, congrats, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. God.
I gave out those free samples, bro. I got no phone calls. I remember, bro, I remember in a 3-day period, I sold 1 cap in 3 days. 1 cap, all right? I was ready to fucking, sack this and just fucking do something else, bro, but I maintained.
I'm sorry, y'all. There's an ad right here.
All right? And, bruh, so what I used to do, because I used to love training back then, I used to be all fucking fit and this and that. So, bruh, I used to go and get kebab and get a fucking protein revival drink and just sit in the park, bruh, in middle of winter too, halfway through 2011. I'll sit there, bruh, thunderstorms in the park up here, cunts were laughing at me. Listen to this. Cunts were laughing at me, lad. Let's go. Bruh, I'm in the park doing chin-ups, dips, eating kebabs, this and that. I sold 1 cap in 3 days. It got to the point where I was selling 5 caps a night. Just absolute rubbish. A cap is $50 worth. I make it selling $250 a night. That's like $150 profit. $100 profit. Remember, I was going halves with someone because they were forking out the upfront for the drugs. I was making $50 a night. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I ended up fucking saving. It ended up getting a bit better. All right, it took like 2 months. All right, just doing it myself. So I'm just in the streets here, answering calls. I tell them come. They were all like, the main customers were prostitutes and trannies from up William Street and up King's Cross, and they were coming down here. And then I'll meet them, boom, boom. It got to the point where I was selling maybe 10 caps a night, every night, all right? So I'm making enough. I saved up my own money on the side because I wanted to fork out from my own up front instead of going halves with someone. Someone just sitting there getting half the money just because they upfronted the money for the outlay, you know? So I'll get my own money, this and that. That's what I've done. It saved me. It took me, honestly, like 2 months. It took me 2 months. I was selling 10 caps a night, bodgy. Because the thing is, the coke that my friend was getting me was mad, but the gear was shit. And they didn't want to listen and get better gear. So the main fundamental thing is to have good gear. Coke, to these people, so what they do is they mix up coke and gear in a shot. Most of them just like gear, some of them like coke and gear together. They mix it up in a shot, they love it. The fucking prostitutes and that's what they do. So they go fuck cunts, $100, they come down and buy 2 caps. They just do it for caps, really. Damn. They get fucked by taxi drivers and that, and they just come and give me the money, bro. So that's yeah, anyway, that's another story, but... So the main fundamental thing was to have good gear, and I knew that, bro. Coke is secondary, all right? Very secondary drug. So what I done, I saved up my own money, and I stepped and done it myself. I had the run, like it was my run, my phone. I gave out the numbers, so this and that. So I sacked the coke, all right? I thought I'm gonna just nail down on the heroin. You know what I mean? So I went and got good heroin that was dearer. I could afford half an ounce. Back then, half an ounce, so dear, bro, so dear. You won't even believe how dear I was getting the shit, but I was the best of the best. But even half an ounce, I was paying $6,500. That's when full ounce.
I was just thinking about this. He just told us our whole business plan of how this worked. I wonder if he has a smoke shop out there where he is in Australia. Makes me wonder if he has oh no, not Australia. I forget New Zealand and Australia are different companies. I mean, different companies, goddamn. Different countries. But I wonder if he has a smoke shop in his hometown. Because that was a very persistent business plan that he just talked about. So it just makes me wonder if he can do that. I'm pretty sure he has a store, a legit store somewhere. I know he can rap. But when he's not rapping, is there like a store that he may have or something? That business plan was... He explained it perfectly.
Ounces were 11.5 or $12,000 of mad shit. So $6.5 grand, I went and got half an ounce. And then I come back down and I said, sorry, no coke, but try this gear. It blew up. It fucking blew up. I swear to God, let me nail down like... So I want to get full precise with the numbers. And I was still doing it myself, all right? I was living in a unit just over here that 2 people that I knew lived in. I was just selling out of there. And I took it to the point myself. So I used to get this every night. I get like the thing, cap it all up, You know what I mean? I didn't have to give out the numbers, then the word had spread. So not only now was prostitutes and trannies seeing me, for 2 months I was just prostitutes and trannies, but by the 3rd month with the good gear, I had made a name and all the Unky J's were coming to see me too. So it was the local heroin users from a few suburbs away were travelling to me, so it was good. I got to the point where I was selling $2 grand a night to myself, not splitting any profit, so I'm making $1,000 a night profit. All right, it got to that point. It took me 3 months. No longer was I doing chin-ups in the park. I was in the house. So it's moving along. It's been 3 months. It's moving along. Sticking to plan. All right. Remember, this is 5 years in the making. One lagging got out, whole nother lagging, waiting for this bar. So I was drilling this. I'm not using any drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't gamble. So all this money is going on the goodness. You know what I mean? So, but like, it got to the point, say, I'm selling maybe, when it got to the point I'm selling like $4 grand a night, all right, $4 grand a night. I had my best mate there.
God.
And he said to me, oh no, I said to him, because he's sitting there no money, all right? He's sitting there no money. I said to him, I go, lad, listen, fucking, you do this, I'll get the LJs, I'll cap them up. You go out, you have the phone, you go out and you sell them all, I'll give you 20%. So that means that every time he sells 50, a 50 like cap, he gets $10 in his pocket. So if he's selling like 40 caps a night, what's that, $400 a night? You know what I mean? So that's what I've done with this lad. He was my first runner, my only runner. So now I'm at the point where I'm kicking back in his house, playing fucking PlayStation, eating food, and I've got this cunt going now, and I'm still pocketing like $1 grand a night. It's eats. All right, It got crazy. Let me try to nail this down. It started getting crazy, but like, I introduced Coke too. I got mad Coke because I had the money for Coke. So I introduced gear and Coke at the same time, and it got to the point where him on his shift was selling about $8,000-9,000 every 12 hours, and that was the only shift I done. Just in Woolloomooloo. Remember, 6 at night to 6 in the morning, just in Woolloomooloo. And he's making $8,000-9,000 selling $8,000-9,000 a night. So he's pocketing $1,500. I'm pocketing.
Dang, he out here making rent money out here in New York. He's making deposits and rent money with ghee and Coke. God damn. Yo, telling you, he better have a shop somewhere, bro. Yes, again, I know he's a rapper, but with these numbers that he's saying he's pulling, this man need a shop somewhere, bro. God, man, that is a lot of money, bro. Jeez.
And fucking whatever I was, I can't remember the exact, like 2 grand, 2.5 grand or whatever, you know. I probably pretended it was less, but I was pocketing a lot more than these cunts. And the rest is going back to the stuff. So it's eats, bro. Like I bought a car straight away, and this and that. First car I got, I think that time when I was out, was a VE SV6, but I got it like new. You know what I mean? So it cost fucking, I don't even remember, $30-something thousand.
Okay.
But fucking
normal.
So then what happened is he got grabbed. All right, and I ended up moving up King's Cross, staying near the Coke sign. I moved out of Woolloomooloo because I got red hot. I'm living up King's Cross. And I had him coming down. He ended up getting arrested with 250 caps. So he went and got on 150 caps of gear, because gear always sold more, and 100 caps of Coke. And he come down, he got arrested. So what happened then, bro, like, I was getting to know the young lads around here, the young lads in Woolloomooloo, because you remember before, like, I was in jail years and years. I was out for six days. So when I got out this time, there was all these lads around here, teenagers, you know what I mean? And they were the new YWB boys. So we were YWB youngins with bundles back in the day. And now all the younger kids from around here, I didn't know them. It's the first time I met them. They were probably like 5 years old when I used to be around in the streets. They're YWB. And I got to know them more. And 2 of them I really liked, you know what I mean? 2 of them were like, yeah, 2 of them were likable, bro, you know what I mean? They become friends of mine. So, bro, what I done is, when they got arrested, I said to these cunts, I said, fucking listen, like, he's one of J's, lad. That's all pocket fucking heaps of anime, all right? So I said to one of my mates, boom, I got him on, and he started doing that shift. So he's 16 years old now, he's pocketing a couple grand a night, whatever, 1,500 a night, and we moved on from that. And so what happened is, bro, I'm living up the fucking cross here, and we just kept it like that. But all the Unky J's, all the prostitutes and this and that, every time it was daytime, I used to leave my house. I walk through to get a feed at the cross, and I'll see them all, and they'll be looking at me. They figured out that I'm the fucking boss of whatever you want to call it. And then they figured out that my name's Spanian, not Bill. They clicked on. And they're like, Span, they'll be looking at me like, fuck, bro, like, what's going on? What time's the phone going on? I'm like, bro, fucking 6 o'clock, you know, can't get away from me. Stop looking at me. Leave me alone, you know? And anyway, fucking, they're saying to me, they go, bro, you really got to invest in a fucking, like, a daytime shift. You can't see that I'm filming here. You walk right past the camera. Are you normal, bro? You can't walk around. Anyway, fucking, bro, say, bro, like, 6 o'clock, bro. And I'm saying, fucking 6 o'clock, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, stop, leave me alone. Anyway, they gave me the idea. I talked to him once, all right? And I said to him, I said, fucking, if I get someone to do daytime shift, how many years are going to be buying stuff, you know what I mean? And they said, heaps of us. They said, we're all sitting around here because the gear here is shit. You're the only one with the good gear. We're sitting around here with money and we're wasting our money. It's not even stopping us hanging out. We're hanging out. We're getting on. It's not even stopping us hanging out. So then I went to another one of the boys. This is the second shift. This is how they started. I went on the second shift and I said, lad, how about you do this phone? When matey turns off at 6 in the morning, you take the phone, you come and reload cabs, and you do 6 in the morning to 6 at night. So 24-hour service. This is what we provide. All right? And he goes, all right, he tried it. First day he tried it, he pulled in like $2 grand, which is nothing. The nighttime shift now is doing like 10 grand a night. Anyway, the daytime ended up, a couple months went past, daytime ended up building up to like 5 grand in a day. And it ended up building up to like 12 grand that night. So here now, between 2 shifts, just in Woolloomooloo off one phone, we're selling about $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 a day. Remember, 20% of that is their profit, like 30% of that is my profit, and 50% goes back to the price that the outlay of the drugs, all right, so to get back on. So you're thinking already at that stage, it had been about 6 months now, and now I've got people, I'm not lifting a finger. I'm not lifting a finger, bar, and I'm pocketing now maybe like, I don't know, what's 30% of 15 grand? I'm not good at maths, bar. Say it's like 5 grand, all right? It is 5 grand, 5.5.
30% of 15 grand. Hold up. Google will tell us. Because I know 5 times 3 is 15. He said 5,000. Let's see. We are going to see right now. 30% of 15,000 is $4,500. He was close. He was off. He was more than 500, but yes. I'll put the screenshot up so you can see that I searched it on Google. But yeah, $4,500 he was pocketing a night.
30% of like 17 grand, it's like 5.5 grand. 5.5 grand profit a day, not lifting a finger. I'm talking, bro, you know where I live? I lived in restaurants, I was at motels, bro, I was just getting tattoos every day, going to the gym, trying to be a fucking pretty cunt, like a stupid cunt. I used to wear tight shirts and go on like a fucking idiot. But fucking, yeah, bro, like, that's all I was doing, bro, getting massages and shit like that, you know? And these cunts are making umbles, lad. I'm making umbles, so I end up with just with these 2 shifts, I ended up with fucking GSXR, I ended up with a Ducati, ended up with like a fucking white Rexy, a fucking black Commodore. My favourite thing I bought was a FPV Typhoon, a fucking turbocharged fucking Ford. I had no license. I had 2 motorbikes, 3 cars, no license. I used to catch cabs everywhere. I wouldn't even drive them. I used to buy them and leave them in the street near my mum's house and just leave them, bruh. I left 1 car at the cross and it just had 1 million tickets, but like, fuck, I just wanted to, because remember, it was my goal was always to be muscly and have tattoos and buy cars and this and that. Listen how bad the jewelry come, they got so bad, bro. Anyway, I started extending this run, so that was sweet. I got a lad to go at Waterloo. I got 2 lads at once at Waterloo. One was Kakabum, he shit himself. 1 cunt at Waterloo making about 5 grand a day. I had 1 cunt at Surrey's making about 4 grand a day. And there was a little period I had a woman at Ultima selling like 2 grand. But anyway, like, it come to the point, bruh, the best shift was Woolloomooloo, nighttime shift. 6 at night to 6 in the morning, because it got the whole King's Cross, alright? And that was the best shift. And like, between the prostitutes, the Chinese and the local heroin addicts, just that shift ended up, I swear to God, by like 15, 16, 17, 18, that was usual for that. Beside the point, all of them together, by the peak of this run, I was selling, honestly, 25, 26, 28 grand in a 24-hour period. So you do the mathematics on that. I'm making about mums $8,500 profit every 24 hours, and I'm not even lifting a finger. By this time, so I've got 2 runners, Willow, 2 runners at Waterloo, 1 at Surrey's, 1 at Ultimo. Alright, I had this little fucking putrid cunt that ended up giving us up, this Turkish cunt over here. I used to pay him $500 a day to make up caps. I used to pay this other girl $600 a day to take a taxi ride to Bonnie Rig and back to get the stuff. I used to pay this other girl, her job, I used to pay her $400 a day, and all she used to do is count my money and taxi it to me. By now I'm moving in Bondi. So she's getting paid $400 a day just to taxi money around. So I'm literally doing nothing. I don't see drugs.
Many generations ago, Caesar was our leader.
I don't see scorers. I don't see any of that happening. I don't get on. I don't even taxi money around. I wake up to a knock on the door from a girl, and she drops the money here, and I just like get my bricks of money and like, rah, you know, and I separate it. This is, anyways, the best. I'm still living in restaurants. I'm still this and that. I had an addiction for diamonds, all right, and fucking jewelry. I ended up getting all the craziest jewelry. This real life bar. Can't say the name of the craziest jewelry. I used to wear like 4 chains. One chain I got custom made. It was 132 centimeter. 132 centimeters. So if you unclip it, it's like from here to the floor. And I'm tall, bro. I'm like nearly 6'4". It's from my chest to the floor. All right. It was 18 karat white gold. I got that made for 32 grand. I paid 16 to get it made and 16 when I picked it up. So when I clipped this one chain that I had, bro, it used to hang down to my nuts. 18 karat white gold was hectic. Bro, I had diamonds all in my fucking...
That's like wearing a mink coat that drags the floor. God damn, 32,000 on a chain? Jesus. He was really out here living the lives that some people talk about that they either want to live or they fake like they living. Jeez, bro, 32,000 for a freaking chain? God. That is out here, that is a payment for a house. I don't know if that's half or full payment, but god damn, he could buy a house out here.
Anyway, point of the story is, like I used to go on with it, I had fucking diamonds put in the collar of my gear jacket. That's how much I love diamonds. Diamonds here, diamonds there. I had a $27,000 diamond bracelet. I had a Britley Mont Brilliant Navitimer. I used to walk around at this stage before we got done with like $250,000 worth of jewelry. Maybe that's exaggerating, maybe 180 grand. $250,000 sounds better, doesn't it? So we'll just call it $250,000. $250,000 worth of jewelry, bar, but 180 grand, 170 grand worth of fucking jewelry on. But just loving life, bar. And that was the peak of it, lad. So that my life was my day to day. I would wake up, I would just go to the pile, bro, and I'd just grab like 5 grand, 6 grand, lazy 5, 6 grand, put in my pocket, save the rest, go out, bit of tattoo done, fucking get breakfast, go to the gym, go get a massage. That's it. That's all I was doing, lad. And this is what happened, bro. We're talking on the phones, lad. Talking on the phones too much. By the end, we're just too comfortable, because you got to understand, bro, like back then, I felt like I belonged in jail. So I was out this time for 10 months. I was out from the middle of 2011 to like the start of 2012. I was out for like 10 months. That was the first time in my life that I had been out for more than 4 months. In fact, I don't think that since I was 13 years old, 14 years old, I don't think that whole time barely adds up to 11 months, 10 months, bro. But anyway, so I doubled it. I was out for 10 months. So you got to understand the mind state. I'm not even trying to stay out of jail. I belong in jail. We used to call jail, we call it the outside world. You know what I mean? And we call people, we call you civilians. You're talking about institutionalized kids. I've been institutionalized, me and a brother.
Which we're still called civilians, so he's not so far behind on that. Yeah, civilians, people in general, the general public, civilians. He's on schedule.
Brothers from around here, brothers from Redfern, Waterloo, Glebe, that participate in this life, we institutionalized. We refer to you as civilians. We refer to this as the outside world. This is a holiday for us. So I come out, bro, I'm just like living, loving life, you know. I'm not like, if you think about it, you'd be so careful not to do this, not to do that. But it's just me, bro. It's a party, bro. When are you going to arrest me? Fuck, look at me, bro. Fucking doing this and that. Like, where are you, you dumb cunts? But anyway, end up getting arrested. So that's how we got lazy with talking on the phone, you know. But we used to talk blatant. By the end, I used to talk blatant, but because like I wanted to know the numbers. So, but this is a phone call. By the end, this is how dumb our phone calls were. We're doing Adelaide. Nah, fuck all. Yeah, it all eats. He goes, yeah. How much you got left? He goes, I got rid of most of it. It's like 40 left. 40 what? Ego or Okie? Oh, but no, there's all the ego went to some Okie there. All right. You got all the Ashkay. Did you take your money? All right, sweet. Give matey the phone. Give him the 40 that you got left, and tell him come pick up another 100. Yeah, sweet. That's how we talk by the end of it. The start was smart, but like I said, fuck jail, bro. Come get me, lad. You know what I mean? Anyway, fucking, I'll tell you one thing, bro. Like you gotta watch out for, lad. Like, so I remember, like, I'm standing here, bro. Right? By this time, violent offender, high risk offender, stabbed cunts, attempted murders. I've been here, been accused of fucking murders, everything, bro. You know what I mean? Armed robs. So I'm high risk offender around these suburbs, you know. And bro, like I seen this one time, bro, sending me $250,000 worth of jewelry, 180 grand worth of jewelry, or sending like a mad cunt, you know. And two coppers, bro. One copper knows me very well. One copper didn't know. It's a new copper, bro. And they see me, bro. And I'm standing here, and they looked at me, bro. And because the coppers always harass me, you know, but they stopped. They stopped, bro. This is dangerous, bro. When they stop, you gotta be careful. So the young copper looked at me, and he goes to the new copper. He goes, this kind of said their thing. And the other copper that knows me, like, grabbed him and said, like, done like this, like, no, just leave him. And I've seen that happen. And the young copper, the young dumb fucking dog, he looked at me, he looked at the copper like, what do you mean? Why are we leaving him? And it made me just like, just shut up and walk. And I looked at that and I thought, me and my dumb head, I didn't click on. When it happens, you're under investigation, all right? This is what you gotta remember. If they're supposed to search you and they don't, be careful, you're under investigation. If the coppers ever do something like that, and the boss copper goes, don't leave him, don't search.
I honestly thought they were scared of him when they did that, but they probably was planning to investigate him. It's kind of like what they did with Diddy. They collected all this information and stuff over the years, so when they had a full case and they found they had a lot of shit. Then they went in and investigated his house and stuff like that. So, pretty smart.
Shit, you're under investigation because they don't want to ruin the investigation. They're listening to you sell big drugs. They don't want some dumb copper to come up and search you and arrest you for 3 grams of coke in your pocket and you do a month and they ruin everything. So they let you slide. So when it gets nice and cozy, you be careful. When they're harassing you, like, what are you doing? You're not under investigation. There's a difference between detectives investigating you and dumb patrol coppers, like, just harassing you. There's a very big difference. A lot of people got to back the front.
Okay.
Anyway, we get arrested, so one day I'm fucking under investigation for 6 weeks or whatever. And I'm living at Bondi. I remember getting in a taxi one day, and because matey rang up and matey wanted to do a switcheroo, and I had to go see my mate who used to get the gear, and I'm on my way, bro, to fucking 5 Dock to see him, and bro, I just got pulled out, lad. I went and seen this fucking dog here, this fucking putrid cunt that gave us all up. I went and seen he got some money off him, and when I come out of his house to the taxi, bro, the detectives come from everywhere, they grabbed me, this and that, but anyway, I got charged with operating a criminal group, ongoing supply, commercial amount of drugs, deal with the proceeds of crime. They charged me with recruit child to carry out and assist criminal activity ×3, because the young brothers that I met here, 2 of them were 17 and 1 was 16. So they charged me with recruiting children to carry out things because they were runners. So I copped them charges. That's all the charges. Ended up going away in jail. I had a brief 9 volumes. I had a stack like this. It needed its own tub and a half, just of phone tabs, bro. Just of phone tabs. And then the cunt that used to make up caps for us, he turned and he just told the coppers everything we all done and what his role was.
Damn.
This is how much future this cunt is. All right. So one of the boys, so we're just done for selling drugs. But one of the boys, one of the younger boys, one of the unarrays, he stabbed this cunt on Australia Day. He stabbed this cunt, bro. Like, cunts like talking shit.
Dang, how you work for somebody in doing that? He copped a plea. I was like, listen, we can get you a reduced sentence if you tell us what we need to know. Either you'll be free or you get a reduced sentence. And I guess the dude took the reduced sentence and started snitching. And he had one of the young boys stab him. Jeez. Well, that's what you get for snitching on your coworkers.
Hey, fucking got away with it. This cunt, he does a fucking full police interview. Yeah, we sell drugs, this and that. At the end of it, the police say, so is that all you got to say? You've just given up everyone for everything? He goes, yeah. Okay, so one more thing. Do you know that stabbing on Australia Day? That was fucking matey. And they're like, oh, really? And there's another 30 pages of interview. That's how putrid this cunt is. He's just thinking of fucking anything he can think of, you know. Oh, and one day, Spanian done a fart, and that was in 2006. And, you know what I mean? Like, just a true putrid rat in his heart. But anyway, went to court, had to plead guilty. Got to plead guilty, but like, I was done. And I ended up getting, but what about this? Because they end up, like, I'm diagnosed being a psychopath, right? And but in psychopath, it's not a treatable mental illness disorder. So you can't get section 32 mental, so you can't get time off your sentence for being a psychopath because it's untreatable. Schizophrenics and that, they get time off their sentence. But I was the first person ever, the judge even said this, they gave me 10% off my sentence for being a psychopath. Hey, 10% off my sentence, lad, for being a psychopath. I was the first cunt they ever done that to. Anyway, I pled guilty and whatever. My sentence, total sentence was like 8 years with 4.5 on the bottom, but I got refused parole because I'm a neighborhood stunt man, because I do stunts, but in jail I'm the neighborhood stunt man, big funds man. But anyway, we'll get that, that's a whole nother yarn, lad. But I got refused parole for being a neighborhood stunt man, and I ended up doing like, so just over 5 years, whatever it was, but I honestly don't remember. Yes, the yarn, bro, and fucking, the only other cunt that got locked up was my 17-year-old Cowie, my best runner that done that nighttime shift, the big money maker one. He ended up, who also done the stabbing, he ended up doing like 3 years. Yeah, and I got out. But when I got arrested, I forgot to say too, I had a missus then, 2011, 2012, and she was pregnant, bruh. So, you know, that was my first son. And so when I got out, my son was like school age, he was like 5 years old, bruh. So I missed his whole life. And I got out to a 5-year-old kid and fucking this and that, bro. Anyway, done a big lag in, and this is why I don't do crime anymore, lad. Anyway, that's the drug run. Don't waste your life in jail. Hey, try, lad. Laters.
Jeez.
Be on my phone.
Sorry about that, y'all. But we'll see this one next. Not right now. How do I go back? I can't go back. So that was the drug run by Spanian. Yo, thank God he's 17 years clean, and he's been out of jail taking care of his son. But man, that dude knows how to run a business for real, for real. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go to the second and final reaction vid for the week. There will be a snack crate recording later on, so stay tuned for that. And before I go, I want to say a few things. Continue spreading peace, love, and positivity, because life is too short for any and all negativity. And always remember, slow progress is better than no progress. I will see you guys in the next one. And with that said, Dante Brown is out.
That's why you gotta watch who you hang around. Don't get caught in situations fucking up your paper route. Worried about others is only fucking up your bank account. Keep your ideas, cause they don't care for what you thinking about.